bring in Michelle Malkin, who joins us live every week. Good morning to you, Michelle.
Good morning to you, Gretchen.
What's a life coach?
Right.
A hand holder, a coddler, a panderer.
Oh, I wasn't quite sure. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what the definition of that was. It seemed a little ambiguous. But I wanted to point out something that you and I think both found fascinating, is something else that's in the tiny details in this poll, which is when you ask people who are extremely interested in the election, here are the results. Romney at 50%, President Obama at 44%. Why do you also think that's important?
Well, I think it shows that the more people know, the more they are truly informed, as opposed to being preached to by the water carriers in the media, the more they like Mitt Romney and dislike Obama for a second term. And I think that really needs to be mined by the Mitt Romney campaign. And they have an educational and, I mean, you could call it an evangelical mission to make sure that people don't merely consume the fables that are recycled by this White House at taxpayer expense and then regurgitated by the White House press corps.
You know what's interesting, Michelle? I don't think that this re-election committee is nearly as savvy as the 2008 one. I mean, look at how they were flat-footed with the Bain attack, flat-footed with the bullying. You know, they have the 48 years ago story about Mitt Romney doing it, not understanding that the president has a book on tape talking about all the crazy things he did in high school. It seems as though they've been caught off balance because they have a more, perhaps more formidable team to go against.
Yes, that's right. And I think that the major difference between 2008 and now is the presence, the activism, and the force of conservatives online. That they have taken a major role outside of the Beltway and outside of the Republican establishment of pushing back against all of these narratives that are plied by the Obama administration. They have enjoyed for so long, the liberals, the progressives, the Soros-funded operatives, a near monopoly on storytelling in the media. And that has changed with conservatives online, on Twitter and Facebook and the blogs.
Maybe so, but that poll is not all great news for Mitt Romney. I mean, he's fallen down with independents, and now if the election was held today, Barack Obama wins. So something that the Obama campaign is doing, and these buzzwords and this fair share and the class warfare allegedly, appears to be working. Yes, and I think the flip side of that, and you're absolutely right, Gretchen, there should be no whitewashing or sugarcoating of these poll results by Mitt Romney or his campaign. They can't be apathetic about it. And my personal assessment of it is that he needs to take the gloves off or the mitts off or whatever. He's got to throw down, and I've said before that he's got to give up this narrative that the White House surely appreciates, that Obama is merely a nice guy who is misinformed or misled or has his heart in the right place but not his brain. No, I think the more storytelling that the Mitt Romney campaign can do, and certainly this is done by conservatives online, about the corruption, about the payoffs and the bribes, and the way that this White House has put up government for sale, that's what needs to be told.
Well, he could take the mitts off with this. Speaking of shady deals, apparently absolutely, you're good at it. There's a story out that apparently it sounds like, according to House Republicans, they're doing an investigation. It looks like the White House cut a secret deal with Big Pharma back in 2009 to pass Obamacare.
Yeah, that's right. We've got House Republican investigators now with the House Energy and Commerce Subcommittee who have unearthed all of these emails, which point to the health care czar, Nancy Ann DeParle, who has gotten off scot-free. And of course, I've revealed so much about her own industry ties with pharma and how she has parlayed that private sector experience into a huge boon for her now that she's in public office. With all of this control over 1/7 of the economy, and it looks like this was yet another payoff. We already know that there were bribes galore being bandied about behind backroom doors with this White House, and this is just the latest one. And we still don't know the details of what exactly the payoff was with pharma. But I think what the Republicans have to do, and what Mitt Romney has to do, is turn around this idea that it's the Republicans that are in the hip pocket of big business this when they're cutting deals with pharma, and who knows who's making what off of it.
That's
All
right.
we know is that taxpayers got a huge ripoff, and they're killing the economy over this.
Now, Michelle, you have so many different websites, so many different ways to get a hold of you. Is there a place on any of these sites where I could apply to be your life coach? Is there an application?
She doesn't need anybody holding her hand.
I want to see maybe if I could fit the bill. Maybe I could give you some valuable input.
Yeah, I don't do life coach. I'm not the kind to hold your hand. I'm, tiger mom, tiger coach. How about that?
Grizzly mom.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
Watch out. Watch out with that.
You know, I'm taking back my application. I'm going to get yelled at. Every time I try to give you advice, you'll end up yelling at me.
I'm going to give you the mom dagger eyes, okay? Shape up there, bro.
I'm backing off.
Or when I tell my kids, I got the eyes in the back of my head, too.
Right.
Michelle,
That's right.
great to see you. See you again next week.
You bet. Take care, guys.
All right.